Hello, welcome to Land TV. So today I wanted to share something with you, and that is a question that's always asked of me. I live in Charlotte, North Carolina, by the way. I live on a half acre of land, and I call this place a farm. So when I'm at farmers markets, at restaurants, people want to know, like, all right, what type of farm do you live on? How many acres do you have? And I say, hey, this is a micro farm. So I wanted to give you my definition of what a micro farm is. It's a matter of opinion. So when they say, hey, micro farming, in my opinion, it means farming on a small scale. You take up a small footprint, but you can produce a lot or you can produce a little. I personally believe that I produce a lot. What I'm gonna do today is show you a few things that I do on my micro farm. Hey, look, it's a rooster over there. I'm gonna show you him in a second too. But yeah, I don't have on overalls. I've got on these big rain boots because depending on where you're standing, insects and things will get in your shoes, and they could put whelps on your body, thorns, and it gets pretty bad. You may also be wondering about the hat on my head. I like to wear fleeces and hats, and that's just because, when I was in the Army in Iraq, I was in 130-degree weather with my equipment on, and I'm from Elkhart, Indiana, so I used to play out in the snow, in sub-zero weather sometime, and it didn't bother me. But after I went through that experience in Iraq, my core temperature was always down, and I just like to stay warm. But the real reason I have the hat on today, because it is in the 80s, is because I don't like insects getting in my ears. And instead of me putting on bug spray while I'm feeding my rabbits, chickens, and ducks, it protects my ears from the insects. And I don't mind being hot. So, on to the farm preview. I come out here just to, feed my animals, and everybody was back here just chilling, on their perch. And as soon as I walk up, these two guys just immediately hop on this perch right here, and they just start to G-check me, set trip. They're like, what you want? So I think both of them are like just trying to be dominant and see if they can, shake me up or whatever. But they always like jump. Now this guy over here, he's my third rooster. He just sitting back with the hens like, I'm gonna see what's going on. Or maybe he's just a player type. It's like, you know what, I'm gonna let you guys do all of that rah-rah. Oh, we got hens too, so it's not just roosters in here. But we got chickens, we got roosters, we've got 10 in all. And there we go, adjusting the light. How you guys doing today? These are Rhode Island Reds, by the way. There's another rooster down here. He likes to mind his business. He's not too aggressive like his buddies. You aren't aggressive like your buddies, are you, buddy? All right. But these people up here, they are my good old chicken friends. And yeah, that's another part of the micro farm. Not too fancy, but not too shabby either. All right, let's move on to something else. All right, so what I'm gonna show you now is what's called a wallet-pini. This thing has been neglected for some time. I built it maybe 3 years ago now. But what it is right here. This is a, what is this thing? It is an 8 foot deep, 25 in length by about 12 foot length and width. And it's basically a tropical underground greenhouse. It sits about 4 feet off the ground. Like I said, it's been neglected, but you can see I keep all my tropical plants here in the wintertime. If I open it up, it's gonna be disastrous in here. But hey, it was one of my pet projects at one time. But if we go down in here, all right, let's go down in here. I doubt any snakes would want to live in here, but yeah. So that's a thermometer temperature gauge here. You can see it's just full of lush greenery, wild stuff. I never really finished it just because it got so hot in here. But when I did build it all those years ago, it was gonna be heated, temperature controlled, but it gets up to like 145 degrees in here in the summertime, and that will just destroy your plants. So only the strong will survive. So I can't grow my microgreens in here. I can grow my lettuces and things in here in the wintertime, but you know, it's just a lot of work maintaining this thing. And the temperature and humidity controlled garage is where I like to grow the majority of my produce. And of course, my food trailer and the commercial kitchen is where we do our juices and meal prep stuff. So that's the jalapeno. Let's get on to the other stuff. All right, you know what these guys are. These are cute and cuddly, lovable rabbits. They produce a lot, and I mean a lot, of compost and manure. These are, what kind of rabbits are these? These are New Zealand rabbits. So I started off with 2, and now we have over 20. All right, rabbit friends. This is where you wear your boots because you don't want those insects getting out to you. See there. They like to eat a lot in this bin here. They're getting rabbit pellets here. Alrighty. Good day. How about you two? Are you gonna be nice? How about you guys? They like to be picked up, but the babies are easier to handle, so to speak. Like this little guy right here. Alrighty. I'll show you really fast where all of that nice manure goes. Goes into these piles here. Where the worms and stuff like to get into. This is kind of hot, but this is full of worms. I don't know if you can see that. We have some decaying matter. Crikey, yeah. All that decaying matter there will turn into soil. Look, see all of this? These are worms and all types of other insects that are breaking down all this vegetable matter, and it will become soil like this someday. So these guys are really young and afraid. They don't really like to come out and talk to me. They're still fearful, as if I'm going to eat them like the big bad wolf. But these are ducks, 3 ducklings. And yes, they provide manure as well. I don't even know what they are. I don't know if they're male, female, anything like that, but I guess we'll find out when they grow up. We are in the greenhouse slash garage where we grow our microgreens. So right now you see these 4 levels of microgreens growing. Over here we've got some basil. Oh man, this is looking great. I've waited maybe a month to get these seeds. Now they've come in, and we'll have basil this weekend. Over here we've got amaranth. These sunflowers, I just watered them. They were starting to wilt a little bit, so you get to see the bad side of them. They're gonna pop right back up after the water soaks into them. We water them every other day, sometimes every day, depending on the temperature and humidity in the garage slash greenhouse. Now keep in mind, this is a greenhouse, but it's a garage converted to be a greenhouse. So with that said, we have a mini split heating and cooling unit right over here that heats and cools the air. It's a heat pump and an AC unit. So that's how we're able to grow all year round. And we have a separate electrical panel for that, for all lights and mini splits and that sort of thing. And the other one is for the house itself. But the garage gets its own dedicated box. We've got a couple different things over here. This needs to be watered. It will not look like this when it goes to market. This is what happens when you neglect to water your microgreens for about a day. But I promise you, I've been doing this for about 5 years. They're gonna pop right back up after I add some water to them. I haven't had time to get out here in the last day and a half to water them because I've been working on the food trailer, some other things. Pretty soon, this entire process will be automated. But until that day, I am watering by hand. I have solenoid valves that will fill up these trays and empty them. But yeah. And lastly, I use these gauges or these guides here to let me know what the temperature and humidity is in here. Ideally, we like to stay in between 70 and 75 degrees, and we don't go above 60%. Now, the reason it's saying 65% humidity right now is because I opened up the garage door a little bit ago to bring in some supplies and to get some stuff out, and just that quickly, the humidity rose up about almost 10%. But it's going to go back down here in just a little bit, and we're going to be in a nice range where the mini split can catch up. Also, we have this Air King fan that's blowing air and circulating this place constantly. We also have other fans that are going constantly, like this Honeywell, and there's a couple others around here. Yeah, so this is a small space, a small farm, but we do a lot in this small space. We've got the jalapeno that I showed you earlier that we grow our tropical stuff in the wintertime. Well, we keep it in there, like our fruit trees that are outside. I didn't really show you the lemon trees and some of the other trees that we have that are in planters, but they go down in there. You got to see the chickens, the ducks, the rabbits, how they contribute to the soil, and now you're seeing the microgreens. There's more microgreens over there, but that's it for this video. I'll give you an update later. This was about what exactly is a micro farm. Yeah, my brain is so cloudy right now. I'm probably going to go to sleep at 2 a.m. tonight or tomorrow morning, just because I've got a big weekend. I've got an event, and I've got 2 markets that I'm going to be serving, and I just hired some new employees. So I'll catch you later. I'm Joshua Mackey with Oarsland.